What is up, trainers? So if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know this team that I'm going to bring to you today is near dear to my heart. We're using our boy Psyduck. So last year I went to a local out in nearby, and there was a 5-year-old girl who was kind of struggling to play VGC. They were trying to get her into and asked her what her favorite Pokemon was. She told me Psyduck. So last year I cooked and I made a Psyduck team, and I used it at a couple locals, and I beat a few of them. But I decided, since a year is here, let me go back and let me revamp that team. So I'm going to tell you guys what we got today. We got Psyduck here, Eviolite, Cloud9, Terra Grass, Shiny, and we got Simple Beam, Soak, Psychic Noise, and Protect. So this is gonna be really gas. This is gonna be really gas because this version is actually competitive. So you guys already know Simple Beam, target's ability to become simple. I was doing this back in the day on a Latios team. Simple Beam was essentially going to change your ability to simple, and essentially what that does now is when your Pokemon gains a stat increase or decrease, it doubles. So essentially the goal is to land the Simple Beam onto the Dozo, and that's pretty much that. We got Soak. Soak is essentially going to change the target's type to water. That's really good for some resistances. This doesn't work on a Pokemon that's terrestrialized, but it's a good move. You guys are going to find out. We got Psychic Noise here for 2 turns. For 2 turns, the target is prevented from healing. So, no drain punches, no grassy terrain heals, none of that. You're not getting nothing. No leftovers, no berries, so that's good there. We got Protect here, play it safe. I decided just to go ahead and max out its HP, give it 180 defense, 76 per def with a bold nature. The main meat here is Cloud9. So while this Pokemon's on the field, the effects of weather is disabled. So it's so funny because in real time at mini locals, my opponents would have our Chaladon out, and the cool thing is like in game, the rain will still be raining, so people aren't registering that, hey, the rain ain't giving me the effect. So when they go for that electro shot, if they don't have power herb, that gives me an extra turn to do something, So there's that. The next Pokemon, Dozo. So Dozo is essentially going to be our powerhouse, our main coup de grace. We decided to go Clear Amulet, Unaware. Unaware is going to ignore other Pokemon stat changes when taking or doing damage. So say your opponent's +6, Swords Dance, and Dozo comes out, they're +0 technically, you know what I'm saying? Or if their defense is like maxed out, for Dozo, he doesn't care. He's unaware. He doesn't know what you're doing. He doesn't care. He's going to do what he wants to do. So we have that. I decided to go Terra Steel here. Normally I go for like Terra Grass because of sleep, but at the same time I thought about this Dozo can survive some sleep turns. I went Terra Steel because I really don't want to have to deal with Amungus's Clear Smog. That's pretty much the reason there. And I feel like Steel in this format is generally a good typing. We're able to like resist Rillaboom and stuff like that, so I feel like that's fair. Let's see, the Clear Amulet is going to stop our stat changes from going down, so like Incineroar, Intimidate ain't going to touch us. Order Up is good. For the Tatsugiri that we have, it's the Tatsugiri that gives us the attack. So Tatsugiri Dozo, we're going to be +4 to everything, right? But if I use Simple Beam and I can get the Dozo off and I can bring the Tatsu in, it's going to gain a +4 to every one of its stats except for HP. And that's going to make this Dozo very scary. Like, it allows me to technically steal games half the time. And, we got that. The Dozo here, it has base 150 HP, so I only needed 4 HP investment. I gave it 156 attack because we are going to be getting boost, 100 per def, 4 defense, 244 speed. We put a lot more in speed, that way we can outspeed certain threats once we get that +4 to our speed. So that's pretty much the main thing there. We got Adamant Nature. So the Tatsugiri is a nice set that I like using. I've been using this set since last year. Choice Scarf Commander. Commander's the ability that you need for Tatsu to where you can get the Dozo synergy going. Muddy Water I like because it's a 30% chance to lower the accuracy of your opponent, and it also hits both. It is 85% accurate, so it's kind of sketch, but for me, it's been reliable. We always have to drop a Draco when you're using a Dragon type. Tatsugiri can just kind of like break through some things there. Icy Wind I like too because essentially just speed disruption, just boom, we're fast, boom, you hit them, you break sash, they're -1 into speed, whatever. And we got Dragon Pulse as just a general coverage option there. You know, standard Tatsugiri, Timid Nature, 244 speed, 444 here, 140 defense, 76 special attack. And right now, these are like the main three, right? These are the three Musketeers from last year that kind of changed. You know, that kind of helped the team down. I know last year we had Dragonite and stuff, but this time we were doing something crazy, right? Watch me, watch me. We got Indeedee female here because in this meta, you're gonna have a lot of Amoonguss. Essentially, this is my Amoonguss counter, right? We got Follow Me to kind of redirect, allow us to set up properly. We got Psychic, we got Helping Hand, we got Trick Room. Psychic is gonna be boosted by the Psychic Surge here. And I feel like Indeedee's just generally good to stop Rillaboom in general. You know, you can bring it in, you get rid of its grassy terrain. We got Trick Room just in case we need to win any type of speed matchups there. And, you know, standard Indeedee set, 252, 196, 60 Bolt Nature. You know, Indeedee's gonna hold the team together. We do got Terra Fairy on there as well, just mainly for resistances to dark. But this is where the team gets crazy, right? Hear me out. Boom. Volcarona. So the Volcarona is going to be insane here. So check this out. Just like I said for the Psyduck Dozo, if we get Psyduck out and we can hit the Volcarona with Simple Beam, it'll lose Flame Body, sure. But that Quiver Dance, look, raise the user speed and Spadef and special attack by 1. If the Dozo or if the Psyduck gets the Volcarona simple, this is just going to increase your stats sharply. And watch me. You remember I said Psyduck has Soak? The Soak is so insane because essentially, if Volcarona is in a matchup of something that it can't really deal with, we can Soak it and we can Terra Grass, Giga Drain it, and it's just gonna die, you know? So I thought that's really good there. We got Heat Wave. Heat Wave is really good. You know, it's spread move and it's very powerful. So I feel like that's really good. The Psyduck too, like, you know, Volcarona doesn't like to see Pelipper too much, but like Psyduck, Cloud9, I mean, we're shutting down the Drizzle. And we're going to have a good time there. And we got Protect here. Leftovers is going to be really good. And, you know, I kind of found out Volcarona is a difficult Pokemon to make EVs for. So right here, this is kind of what we came up with. We gave it a Modest Nature, which is going to boost our special attack and lower our attack. Max the HP out. We want this thing to be tanky. We got 188 defense. 36 special attack. Look at its special attack though, base 135. And we got 4 special defense with 28 speed. Mind you, this set is kind of based off of what we're going to be able to do with the Psyduck here, right? So all that's going to kind of go hand in hand. And then you guys see we have Sneasler here. Sneasler doesn't need no introduction. It's just a really good Pokemon, especially in the Regulation Age format. So we decided to go Focus Sash with the ability Poison Touch, which will essentially give us more contact pressure. So whether we're hitting throat chops or close combats, the chance to poison always remains. Dire Claw is also going to be really good. It's such a broken move because it's a 50% chance to sleep, poison, or paralyze the target. Coupled with Poison Touch, you already got a 30% chance to poison the target. You know what I'm saying? So like, this thing is going to be able to like cripple the opponents very good. We got Protective Plate, say Terra Dark plus Throat Chop. That's essentially how we're going to deal with Psy Spam teams or Golden Goes. So we're pretty much good there. And like I said, this team, it's a team that's near and dear to me. And the thing is, I say with like, when you build Pokemon teams, if you can make a Pokemon work, like I'll tell you this, every local I go to, people look at this Psyduck and they say, why not Golduck? And for me, it's like, you know, Psyduck is just a little bit better, you know, it's a fair question, but it's just a little bit better. And like, you know, I feel like if you can consistently win with a team, you're good. You're definitely good. Obviously, I don't lean into Psyduck Dozo nonstop because as I got higher on the ladder, for sure, you know, for sure people are going to be like, oh, they can counter this, right? But then that's why we have other avenues, you know? It's all about playing the team in a way that's better than what the opponents can predict for. So what I want to do here is I want to kind of hop into real time, and I want to be able to show you guys how these battles work. And before we do that though, I just want to make a mention real quick that we have been streaming on Twitch fairly consistently now. Pokemon Unite, I've been trying to do my team for that, AI's Control Esports, as well as compete in the Rayquaza Cup next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So feel free to join the channel Discord to where you can get those alerts for when I do go live on Twitch, because I'm so close to becoming an affiliate, and I'm so excited for it too, because honestly, it's been about maybe a year that I've been consistently making the channel and doing Twitch and all sorts of things. So like, you know, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches this channel, because I wouldn't be able to get anywhere without you. So let's just hop into the battlefield now. All right, so I'm going to showcase Psyduck Dozo. So our opponent's going to start off strong with Whimsicott and Grimmsnarl. So technically what I'm seeing here is a double support lead. I would have expected Whimsicott and maybe Annihilate potentially, but let's see what the Grimmsnarl is going to do. Grimmsnarl does have good type advantage against the Indeedee here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go for it, right? We're just going to go for the Simple Beam, right? Like so. We're gonna bring out the Dozo. Let's go. Like I said, this Psyduck team, like, I really love it because, like, out of all the teams that I've made, outside of the Charge Bug team, this team has some lore behind it, you know? Had a young kid, you know, they wanted to make a team with their favorite Pokemon. I thought long and hard about it. It worked. It went crazy. So I always feel proud using this. And it's shiny too, like it's a shiny Psyduck, I think from Pokemon Go is where I got it. So it's always good to use some of those old Pokemon. So boom, we're gonna bring the Geary out, and we're just gonna start like running things, you know? We do got Terra Fairy, I guess I could just get Liquidation Chip on the Grimmsnarl here. Like, I feel like we're in a good position here. I didn't really see any Haze users on my opponent's team. Let's see. I mean, he could be setting up Reflect, though. He could be setting up Reflect. But we do got the Tatsu out. I can't get any Odor Ups yet because my opponent has 2 Fairy types in his side of the field. So we're just going to go for a Raw Dog +2 Liquidation. +4 Liquidation, actually. What am I doing? I have Simple. We're going places. You know, and the question a lot of people ask me at locals is, why not Psyduck? Or why not Golduck? It's because Psyduck is better, you know? If you know, Psyduck is better. Boom. Dozo avoids the attack. We're going all in. We're going all in. Grimmsnarl faints there right away. Through Reflect, mind you. Through Reflect. The Dozo said he's donezo. So we got this. Arch is coming out, okay. Archaludon is something I need to work out a little bit. I'm at a +4. There's terrain. Whimsicott really can't prankster shut us down, so we're gonna just go for the EQ. Or actually, no. Yeah, we're gonna Terra. We're gonna go for the Order Up into the Arch. I feel like that's gonna be our best play here. We're gonna go ahead and max our attack at +6, and then we're just gonna spam EQ. And, you know, the thing is too, as you guys saw, the Psyduck can actually do some things too. That Psychic Noise, in my opinion, is really good tech. You guys could also substitute that for like Icy Wind. I used to use Icy Wind last year on that team. And, you know, Psyduck just has a nice toolkit. Oh, my opponent went for the Stellar. Okay. So, is he dropping Dracos? What's going on? Moonblast, okay. We eat that. Cool. Order Up. Okay, what's Arch up to? Electro Shot, Power Herb? Has to be Power Herb, right? +1, he's gonna hit us up +4. Yeah, it's power herb. Okay. Stellar boosted though. Stellar boosted, mind you. Let's see. Dozo's eating like crazy. So now we're just gonna go for the EQ, right? We're just gonna get that super effective damage off, and we're just gonna get this thing off the board. You know, the Whimsicott, we're actually able to afford to ignore it. Oh, my opponent's gonna swap out here. Okay. Pelipper. Okay. So my opponent wants a second shot at life. Dozo with the EQ, baby. You know, like I said, you know, this team ain't a one-trick pony either, because essentially, if you really think about it, we do got the Volcarona option. My opponent had Rain, so there was really no reason for me to bring Volcarona. But like, I could have in a way. We had Cloud9, you know. But it just, I didn't want to go against Pelipper in that matchup. So we got our +6. We're chilling. Order up into the Pelipper. Battle was canceled. GG, we just stole a victory. Nice, on to the next one. All right, so here we are into the next battle here. Something to take note of, my opponent does have Ditto. So for our strategy, there's no way in heck we could get Volcarona set up or Dozo without taking that Ditto out first, because as you guys know, Imposter Ditto can also copy the stat changes of opposing Pokemon. So if Ditto were to come out on us, he'd be copying our simple and he'd be copying our stat boost. So we're gonna see how we can approach this one. Okay, Murkrow and Incineroar. Okay, that's a decent lead. So we got Sneasler and Didi. It's kind of unfortunate my Sneasler is going to be -1 here. But that's okay, though. We're going to just start putting some immediate pressure on this pesky Murkrow. The thing about Murkrow is, what is it? It has that annoying move Haze. So what we're going to do here is, actually, let's get some Dire Claw. Well, actually, let's do this, actually. Close combat. Helping Hand. That's going to be the play. You know, we might as well pop something on the board. This is only a piece of our strategy here. Okay, Tailwind's up. Now Incineroar should be faster. Nope. Sneasler's a speed demon. There we go. We got Incineroar out of here immediately. At -1 attack. Super effective move. Close combat. Boom. Helping Hand. Top it off. And we're cooking. So Tailwind's up, but we still got good follow me pressure. So in this matchup, I'm leaning a little more into the Sneasler, because what I'm doing is I'm fishing for that Ditto. I know that Ditto's in the back somewhere. Until he shows, we're going to be able to have to backseat our own strategy for now. So what I'm going to do here is we're just going to go for the Dire Claw, right? Dire Claw right into the A9, and I'm just going to follow me again. This is what Indeedee built for, redirection. And the thing is too, since my Pokemon are on the ground, we're under the effect of Psychic Terrain, so there's no type of pranks or shenanigans that Murkrow can use against us. So my opponent's going to Terrasilize here. Let's see what she does. Let's see, what do we got? Ninetales. Okay, Psychic Ninetales, okay. Does Ninetales get any Psychic moves? Or is this just for, like, defensive? I don't know. Boom, there's a follow me. Ninetales does have Blizzard, though. I'll play for Murkrow into the Indeedee. We eat that. Oh, the Aurora Veil pops off. Okay. See, if I had Psyduck out, that wouldn't have happened. Cloud9. Boom, there's a Dire Claw. Can we get a status effect? Yep, Paralysis. Perfect. So Ninetales is now the slowest thing on the field. And what we're going to do here, at this point, right, I'm not going to tear anything else. Terra Dark. Throat Chop. Follow me again. You know, at this point, you guys are seeing how oppressive Sneasler is, and it's just a piece of our strategy here. I don't think we'll be getting Volcarona out this game. But like I said, I'm fishing for that Ditto to come out. Let's see. I'm going to Terrasilize myself. And, you know, mind you, we still got Focus Sash intact. So even if a Blizzard did catch a stray and give me a crit, we're going to survive it all day long, you know? So here we go. Get ready for that throat chop. Follow me. I know Blizzard has to be coming, right? Foul play. Indeed, he just tanks that. Boom, there's a throat chop, Terra boosted. Let's see how much we hit through Reflect, though. Okay, holds on a little bit, it's fair. And Ninetales can't move because of paralysis. So that's cool. I mean, I'd be forcing it, right? Let me see. Oh, let's actually do this. Well, I wonder how much damage we'll do. Maybe I'll bring Psyduck out, right? Can I just go for the raw? Because if that Ditto comes out, just let it copy the Psyduck. You know, it's not. It doesn't have the EVO light. We'll see how much damage we can do at this range. This is just like a defensive play, looking to turn ahead. So even if it went for Blizzard, it's gonna miss. Oh, paralysis. Boom. Now, do we kill? Ah, not enough. Okay. But you guys see the purpose of that, right? If Ditto is in the back, we don't want him to copy anything decent. So we're just gonna go for Psychic Noise. Helping Hand. Like I said, like if you use this team correctly, it can actually steal a lot of games. Let's see. Well, we got the Helping Hand, Terrain boosted, Psychic Noise from the Psyduck. Here we go. We got to let him get a kill, right? Look at this. Ninetales just don't want to move. That paralysis really cut deep. There we go. Psychic Noise from the Duck. Boom. Out of there. Out of there. And you guys see, like, you know, not every game you want to lean full Dozo. Because if we did, right, my opponent would have easily have copied it and they would have had our strategy, right? So I assume Ditto's going to come out here, right? Yeah, see, Ditto's out here. Okay. You really got to play around this thing. Okay. Just to flex, right? Just to flex. We got the Ditto. Copying the Psyduck. Our Psyduck's going to be superior here. We're going to get the Simple Beam off. We're just going to start popping off, you know? Pretty much this game is won. And a lot of it just came from me not revealing my hand so early, you know? There's a Volcarona. Foul play. Did we get a Flame Body burn? Alright, we got some Duck versus Duck action here. Here we go. Simple Beam is in effect. You know, the cool thing is we pretty much ignored this Murkrow the whole game. Murkrow does have Haze, so that's something to kind of think about. Especially in this format. Aurora Veil's off. Perfect. So let's just get this let's get this Ditto out of here, right? Like, there's not really nothing that my opponent can threaten me with in this position. Murkrow gonna go for the taunt. Okay. See, not bad. They knew the line. Ooh, Ditto going for the soak. Okay. So now my fire moves aren't gonna have stab, but that's fine. We're gonna go for the Giga Drain anyways. Boom. Volcarona nice and healthy. Ah, Citrus Berry, huh? Okay, that's what we're doing. Crit. Yo, let's go. Yeah, that move only works till the end of the turn. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're just gonna go for some heat wave shenanigans, right? It's not gonna be stat boosted, so it may be a slight reduction in damage. But pretty much the point of soak on Psyduck is to where we can just open up our opponent, right? Volcarona gets set up, we soak them down, we take all their life away with Giga Drain. I mean, a way too. I mean, it's an effective Amoonguss counter too if you play your cards right. Okay. Well, that's why we went for Heat Wave. Spread move. Yeah, they did this. Murkrow ain't getting anywhere, huh? Boom. There's the Heat Wave. You know, this Volcarona really does have a unique EV spread here, too. You know, the crazy thing is we could have soaked the Murkrow. I should have done that, actually. Here we go. Psyduck just staring into our souls, huh? Like, legit, we got a mirror match right here. You know, the one downside to Ditto, though, is it can't copy the HP stat. So you just have to hit it harder than it's hitting you, and it'll go down. Boom, there's the Ditto, down. Like, if that thing would have copied my Dozo or something, you know, I could have been the one saying GG's, you know, I would have lost there. Yeah, now we can just get rid of this annoying Murkrow. Maybe like Golden Go Murkrow would have been a little bit better for my opponent to use here. In my opinion. Oh yeah, we're just gonna finish this off nicely. Foul play for Murkrow. Oh no, Volcarona sleeping on the job. Well, we are gonna soak those feathers there. Boom, soak. Yeah. And see, not even Psyduck can hit Murkrow now. Right, we're gonna flex, right? Let Psyduck pick up 2 KOs this battle. See, now Murkrow's a water type because of soak. But now it could be hit with Psychic Noise since it lost its dark typing. So here we go. We're gonna get the Psychic Surge going again. Here we go. Like, Indeedee pretty much like walled most of the match in the beginning here. Tailwind. Well, I guess there's nothing else my opponent could do, right? Boom. Apex Predator Psyduck. There we go. GG's. Alright, on to the next one.